he took all my stuff. It's good to be here. I'm honored to be on this stage with heroes, colleagues, and friends, and to be in front of you for whatever reason that is. I'm glad to talk about Spotify and the other things that I've been able to do, not I, have been able to do with the audience, because one thing I've learned in the digital space, in the satellite radio space, in the local radio space, it's the audience that's the boss. The only thing I do is put things out there. After that, it's up to the audience to make up their mind whether or not they want to see it move forward. I spent, like I said, most of my formative years in local radio, moved around, went to satellite radio, and after a look at local radio, I kind of feel like it began to lose its mission to serve the local communities, and KSON was kind of the last bastion of that in Salt Lake City, or pardon me, in San Diego. And after that, I kind of decided to get out of radio, but Sirius XM kind of happened, and it opened up an opportunity to be able to work on a more global, not a global scale, but a larger scale in terms of America and North America, and to learn what impact could be made at Sirius XM. You know, we engage in a strategy to break new artists and to utilize our national impact. And I have to say that our first success came, you know, with this band called Green River Ordinance. I don't know if any of you are aware of them. Dancing Shoes, yeah. I give them the full props because, you know, they were the first band that we played and got behind that the audience told us, hey, there's something here. And we were able to do something outside of what the charts would dictate and stipulate. So they were, through that exposure as a highway find on Sirius XM, you know, they were able to get some, you know, work out some label negotiations, increase their touring, increase their sales on their music. And it was gratifying to see that, and kind of the light went on, say, hey, actually something can happen in a national platform where we can take an artist or a song and with audience reaction actually do something with it. And so it was a moment of clarity where we were able to say, hey, this can actually happen. And then the FGL thing came along. It was just another day at the office and meeting with Seth England and Joey Moy, guys I didn't know at the time, Tyler Hubbard and Brian Kelly, and they came in off of the road promoting their CD that they'd self-made. Joey produced, and there were 5 songs on it, and we listened to it with a bottle of, I should say, a jug, or whatever they call it, of lemon drop, which makes most music meetings go much better. And we listened to their EP and decided on what should we go with Get Your Shine On with the lemon drop, or Cruise. And Cruise was, I don't want to call it a toss of the coin, it wasn't that gratuitous, but it was a song that we all thought was interesting and cool because, hey, it starts with the hook at the beginning of the song, and let's see what that does. And that's kind of where it all came. And a week later, we launched the song, and all hell broke loose. It was amazing, and this is where the audience became the boss. 20,000 downloads in the course of a week, and the reaction was incredible. It was the next week, it was additional sales. Our Hits One Top 40 counterpart picked it up, doubled sales, doubled the reaction. It created, of course, finally interest in the labels to sign Florida Georgia Line. A bidding war came out. Republic got them. They released it to radio, went to #1. Cruise as a song is just history making in so many ways, not only because it's the most downloaded song ever, but you know, to many people's maybe chagrin or not, you know, it kind of signaled the beginning of a new phase of country music. It signaled a beginning of a phase of how do we write and produce our songs. And when you look back at what was going on at that time, country was in kind of a sleepy phase. It was a kind of soft AC, and the economy wasn't that great, and it was time to party. And that song just happened to connect in a massive way that none of us, nobody ever intended or understood would be the case. It'd be lying if any of us, I think, said, hey, that song is going to be a history-making song. And it just changed the nature and course of, not the course of country music, but certainly the nature of it at that point in time. And the thing that is so amazing is the work ethic of Brian and BK and Tyler. They were out working and hustling, and they wanted me to work with them. It's like they made me want to work with them. They inspired me because they were the ones who were working and trying to make things happen. All I did was play a song, and they were out there doing it, and they made me want to work with them. It wasn't, hey, work with me, I'll get you, I'll make you a star. It was the other way around. And so I just applaud the work ethic, not only then but now of Florida Georgia Line for what they've been able to achieve and what they've been able to do. Also at Sirius XM, the audience dictated, Cole Swindell and Chillin' It. That too was a #1 song, bidding war, and that song was a $500 demo. I learned well after the fact. So there you go, $500 demo made it to the top of the charts, and with a label support. And